Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be going over the Big Ten football schedule. We're going to be going over all the teams, not necessarily a deep dive, but we're just going to let you know what our prediction is for who is going to be playing in the Big Ten championship. We're going to start off with Illinois. I got them going 4-8, 2-7 in the conference. I don't know, man. Are they even really a Big Ten team?
No. The answer to that is no. I think you're bottom of the barrel. I got them going 5-7, 3-6 in the conference, and their biggest win being at Michigan State.
Yeah, I have them losing that game, but apples, oranges, tomato, potato. Indiana, 7-5, 3-6 in the conference. Again, some of these teams in the Big Ten, why are they even in the conference? Whenever they have to stack up against Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, they shouldn't even be in the conversation, in my opinion.
I got them going 6-6. 3-6 in conference. Their biggest win at UCLA. I think UCLA's, and we'll see later. I don't think UCLA is going to be that good this year.
Moving on to the Hawkeyes. Finally, we get a team who's actually done something like literally ever. I got the Hawkeyes going 4-8, 6-3 in the conference. Nothing really stands out here. I think they're going to lose to Iowa State. It's not a conference game, but the Cyhawk is a pretty cool little rivalry game. They're going to lose to Ohio State. They're going to lose to Washington. This one might be a little bit of a shocker. They're going to lose at home to Wisconsin. Are the Badgers going to be good?
Interesting. I've got them going 7-5, 4-5 in conference, also losing to Wisconsin.
Nice. That's a good pick.
Iowa, they're going to be good defensively. I'm curious to see how healthy McNamara is going to be this year, coming off that big injury. If he can stay healthy, they might be all right. They might surprise us. But ultimately, Iowa's not known for offense. And we all know you got to be able to score points to win a football game.
Yeah, I think if they can score 35 points a game, that 8-4 turns into 10-2.
Easy. Yeah.
They have an elite defense. They just got to figure out how to move the freaking sticks.
Yep, absolutely. I agree with you on that one.
Maryland, the Terrapins, Baby 2 is gone. They're going 4-8, 2-7 in the conference. I got nothing else to say there. Unfortunately, the Terrapins, they're just, again, are they really a Big Ten team?
You're being generous, in my opinion. I've got them going 1-11.
Sick.
0-8 in the conference. Only win being the first game of the season against UConn, and then they never have another win in the win column.
I don't know who the coach is, but is he going to get fired after that?
Probably.
Michigan.
Oh boy, here we go.
The Wolverines, the defending national champs, I don't know if they really deserve the title. That's not just hate because my team didn't win it. With all the scandals and everything, man, I just don't understand how they were even allowed to play.
Yeah, I think they should have been banned from that game period, because now you're going to punish people who are on that team. The rumor is, anyway, that they're going to punish them. And those kids didn't have anything to do with it.
Truthfully, none of the kids really had a part in it,
right.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
The players who won the national title, I mean, they're basically all gone.
They're all in the NFL.
So they're not going to care.
Even their head coach.
I was telling everyone that would listen. I was turning blue in the face saying this. I said...
blue. Sorry.
Gross. I was telling everyone that would listen, man, if Harbaugh leaves, he's guilty.
Yeah.
Now look, this is just my opinion. I don't know anything. If you're not guilty, you would stay.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to go win a national title in the NFL. I don't know. He was one of 2 active head coaches in college football who had won a national title at his alma mater. Why would he leave? Because now it's just back to Kirby Smart. He's got 2 of them.
Yep.
Why didn't Harbaugh try to surpass Kirby Smart? Why did Harbaugh have beat Georgia time on his training schedule for his team every week? Yeah. Who knows? Not me.
I'm right there with you. What do you got them going this year?
Michigan, defending national champions. They're going 9-3. They're going 7-2 in the conference. They're going to lose to Texas. I don't like Texas. You don't like Texas. Texas is going to win that game. The second game of the season, Michigan is going to have a new identity, I think. Their now head coach, he had to fill in for Harbaugh when Harbaugh was suspended for half the season last year. No big deal, whatever. They won those games. I think he has what it takes. But at this level, do the coaches really make a difference?
I think in this scenario, yes. And the reason why, he's offensive-minded. You got to use Venables as an example. Defensive-minded coach, never been a head coach. And you saw those flaws in his first few seasons. I think those flaws are going to get exposed very early. I also, unfortunately, have Michigan losing to Texas at home.
Yep,
I've
in
got
Ann Arbor.
I've got Michigan going 8-4, 6-3 in the conference. They're going to
Interesting.
lose to both newcomers. They're going to lose at Washington, at home to Oregon, and at Ohio State.
You know, I didn't realize that they were playing at Washington. That's going to be a really good game. And OU defensive back now plays for Washington.
You know who also plays for Washington?
Who else plays for Washington?
You got a transfer quarterback.
Oh, Will Howard, dude. Ooh,
No, not Will Howard. Will Rogers.
thank you. Will Rogers. That's interesting.
That-
I forgot about that whenever I was doing my picks, man.
Well, and you know, a lot of people thought he may leave after everyone from Washington left.
Yeah, didn't he hit the portal?
He hit the
But
portal.
then he pulled his name out.
Well, he committed. Yeah, he left the portal, went back in, and then went to Washington. And now all that's gone. You know, there's a lot of transition there, but at least they have someone stable at quarterback. He's going to be used to SEC defenses, so
Yep.
I think the Big Ten is going to be a step down for him. So he's probably going to be playing really well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And Washington's new head coach, he was a head coach at Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked about Arizona before. Fafita's a great quarterback.
Yep. And he was a freshman.
Does the head coach have anything to do with it? I don't know, man. But if Jed Fish, if he had anything to do with Noah Fafita being an absolute beast, Will Rogers is proven.
The scheme fits him too.
Yeah,
So-
that is very, very exciting. Back to Michigan. So I had them losing to Texas, Oregon, and Ohio State. But that Washington game, pretty interesting.
Yeah, I got that one circled. I think that's going to be a wake-up call for Michigan, and I think the alarm bells are going to go off on these Michigan fans, and they're not going to know what to do with it.
So they're not going back to back.
Absolutely not. They won't even be in the playoff.
Very good. Michigan State, little brother to Michigan? Question mark. Michigan State. I got them going 8-4, 5-3 in the conference. The typical losses. They're going to lose to Ohio State. They're going to lose to newcomer Oregon. They got to go to Eugene to play that game. I think it's going to be a nightmare for them. Dan Lanning does not joke around. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them by 40. I also have Michigan State losing to Iowa. They're going to lose at Michigan.
I've got Michigan State winning their first 4 games and not winning again till the second to last week. I've got them going 5-7, 2-7 in conference. I think they got a brutal schedule. Brutal schedule, honestly. And they're still under investigation with all kinds of stuff from Mel Tucker. And I just saw Mel Tucker is suing Michigan State for wrongful firing. Just with all that turmoil, all that, I think it's going to be a distraction.
Yeah.
And once again, bottom middle pack of the Big Ten.
Minnesota. They had a head coach. He said something about rowing a boat. Is he still there? Did he leave?
No, he's still there, but guess what? That boat is not rowing.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's afloat, man. I got them going 3-9, 1-8 in the conference. Check this out, man. They're going to beat Rhode Island. I didn't even know they had a football team. They're going to beat Nevada. Nevada's pretty good, but it's a home game, so I'm giving the Gophers the win there. They're going to beat Rutgers because I don't think Rutgers is even a football school. I don't even think it's a school to begin with. Great academically, don't hate. No athletic teams of any sort.
It's funny because I actually have Minnesota going 6-6. 3-6 in the conference, and their biggest win is actually going to be their first game of the season. I got them knocking off the Tar Heels first game. They got them at home, and it's a Thursday game. I think that's going to be kind of weird. You know, it's your first game, the excitement, so you're not going to have a normal routine. So I'm going to go Minnesota here simply for those reasons, and they're going to beat UCLA on the road.
When is that
Week
game?
October 12th.
Ooh, baby, that's a very important day right there, my friend.
It sure is. Stay tuned.
Nebraska. You love Nebraska, don't you?
Oh, yeah. OU fans love Nebraska.
I have never had any ill will towards Nebraska. I told you this the other day, but there was 2 years in a row that we played them in a bowl game. I think it was the same bowl game both years, which is really stupid. We split it 50-50. Nobody cares about those games. Nebraska, they have a quarterback. He was committed to the G. He played at 4 different high schools. I think he played at 5 different schools in his last 5 years of being in school.
I would say someone has a commitment issue.
Yeah. Now, the idea behind it was they were moving to play better talent. And I get that. If you got the money to do that and you want your kid to progress in such a fashion, then that's great. It really is. If you can do that for your kid, you're doing something right. That is outstanding. Kudos to the parents, assuming they were paying for it and not the schools. Dylan Raiola, he actually played really well in high school until he got to Georgia. He went to Buford High School. Buford High School is a very decorated high school football program. As a matter of fact, they won 5 in a row. They won 5 state championships in a row. Not while he was there. Whenever I was in school, it was a really big deal. Buford is no joke. Buford High School, KJ Bolden. KJ Bolden was teammates with Dylan Raiola. And on National Signing Day, I want all of you to go watch this. Whenever Raiola signed with Nebraska, he had flipped like 2 days before signing day, by the way. They gave him some money. His dad played there. Whatever, that's all good, man. Go follow in your family's footsteps. That's awesome. Also, I don't know if he would have ever touched the field at Georgia. Go where you can play. I'm all about that. But when KJ Bolden announced that he was signing with the Dogs, man, they panned over to Raiola and he was sick to his stomach. Raiola was trying to recruit Bolden to flip from Florida State to Georgia. Bolden said, nah, man, I'm not doing it. Raiola signs with Nebraska. KJ Bolden flips to Georgia. Is Raiola a problem?
Based on that scenario, yes. And I think that's probably why he didn't want to flip originally. Obviously, they probably won't see each other because there's nothing scheduled for the future. Nebraska and Georgia are on different levels.
Yeah. Now, I think that Raiola has the potential to take Nebraska to heights that they haven't seen in a while. But he's going to have to win over his teammates. We will see if he has that. After all that being said, I'm going 7-5. 4-5 in the conference.
I am going to trust Matt Rule in his guru of play calling and his style. I think Nebraska is going to go 9-3, 6-3 in conference. I've got them winning their first 7 games.
I have them winning their first 6.
Losing at Ohio State, at USC, at Iowa. So yeah, I got them going 9-3, 6-3, and they will beat up on an old Big 12 rivalry in Colorado.
I have them beating Colorado. Week 2, is that when Raiola gets some love? Does the national media start talking big things about Dylan Raiola after he eviscerates that Colorado defense?
That's hard because, like you said, I think the guy's a good player. I just don't know if more about me, because obviously he has commitment issues.
Sure seems like it.
But I don't think Colorado's defense is that good either. That's why I got them winning these first 7 games. They don't play anybody. You're playing the bottom of the barrel of the Big Ten. I think that offense is going to look explosive, but once they actually play a team like Ohio State, I think they're going to lose by like 4 touchdowns. And that might be generous.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Now, again, Raiola played his last year of high school ball in Georgia. Caleb Downs is a safety at Ohio State. I don't know, man. I think he's going to be kind of familiar with like elite talent, but I think it's going to be a whole different ball game because they have to travel to the shoe to play that game. I think it's going to get ugly.
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
Northwestern, are they the Wildcats? They're just a team. They're going 2-10. They're not going to win a conference game. That's all I got.
Got them going 4-8 and only winning 1 conference game, 1-8, and that 1 conference win is against Indiana at home.
What was your overall for Indiana?
Indiana, 3-6.
All right, that checks out. Ohio State, the Buckeyes, man, I hate Ohio State. I really don't like Ohio State. With that being said, though, some of my best friends are Ohio State fans, man.
I don't know very many Ohio State fans, and there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, it's probably for the best, dude. They're only going to lose 1 game. They're going to lose a really tough game to Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks, baby.
Yep, I'm in the same boat. I've got them going 11-1, 8-1 in conference. Losing that game in Eugene. Hopefully it doesn't come on an onside kick. And I didn't mention this before. OU fans, you will get that, and you will remember that day. OU lost in Eugene back in the day on an onside kick recovery that we recovered. But this is before instant replay and reviews.
Did they kick it?
They kicked the onside kick. Mm-hmm. We recovered it, have the ball. They called it Oregon ball, and we ended up losing that game.
Sick. So was that a result of OU defense failing, or?
No, we had the game in the bag. And like I said, we recovered the ball. There is a picture of us holding the ball and the ref pointing the other direction. I'm not butthurt still or anything like that.
That reminds me of Davian Clowney
Yes.
in South Carolina.
Yes, exactly, but not as brutal of a hit. What do you got with Oregon?
I got the Ducks going undefeated. They're going 12-0, baby. Dan Lanning is the truth.
I follow suit. I've got them going undefeated in the first year of the Big Ten, and I don't really see anything getting in their way.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I think Dan Lanning is an outstanding coach. He comes from the Kirby Smart tree. Kirby Smart comes from the Nick Saban tree. What else do I need to say?
We'll see. I mean, they got Dylan Gabriel at the helm, so you fans
Yeah, it's going to
know
be
him very
exciting,
well.
man.
I hope he plays well. I really do. I hope he stays healthy and has a good year.
I think he will. I think he's going to show out. Now, if Oregon and Georgia meet, man, that would be so sick. That'd be such a good game.
It'll be electric. Dan Lanning and Kirby Smart meeting. You know they're going to be smiling at midfield like all times, and then once that kickoff happens, it's war.
Yeah, it's going to be absolute savagery from each head coach. That's what you want. That's what makes college sports so great.
Absolutely.
Moving on to Penn State, the Nittany Lions. James Franklin, I think you're going to get fired, buddy. I'm going 7-5, 5-4 in the conference. It's the same old song and dance for them. They play really well against the bottom of the barrel teams, and then they have to play teams that are actually like have a winning record, and they can't beat them.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be a little bit more generous to them. I've got them going 9-3, 7-2 in conference, but they're going to be losing at West Virginia week 1.
Yeah, I got that chalked down. I also have them losing at USC. That's a long way to travel. They're going to lose at Wisconsin. Go Badgers, I guess. They're losing to Ohio State. They're going to lose to Washington. Again, this is all just my opinion. This is for fun. Purdue?
Who?
Boilermaker?
I think so. I think they're the Boilermakers.
Once upon a time, Purdue beat the living crap out of Ohio State.
Sure did.
That was awesome.
It was.
Since then, yeah. They're going to go 4-8. They're going to go 2-7 in the conference.
Got them going 3-9, 2-7 in the conference as well.
Nice. Scarlet Knights, man. Kind of hated on you a little bit earlier. Got you going 4-8, 2-7 in the conference. So you're going to follow suit with Purdue.
I'm in the same boat on that one. 4-8, 2-7. I think the bottom of the barrel teams are going to beat up on each other, and they're just trying to tread water at that point.
Speaking of bottom of the barrel, newcomer UCLA. They're going all the way down, baby. They're going to be hanging out with Rutgers and Purdue. They're going to go 4-8. They're going to go 3-6 in the conference. UCLA doesn't even have a coach, dude. Their head coach left to go be an offensive coordinator for the Suckeyes. I don't know, kind of a weird situation. UCLA just isn't going to do anything this season.
I've got them going 3-9, 1-8 in conference, and sorry, Rutgers, but you're going to be their only conference win.
Tough for the Scarlet Knights. Trojans, USC, fight on. I don't know anything, dude. I was told that Lincoln Riley was like the greatest coach of all time. And look, I am not trying to turn this into like a bashing session, but Bob Stoops gifted this man a national title team. We know what happened. We're not going to get into it. After that first season, it just continued to go downhill. It just kept getting a little bit worse, and it's continued to get a little bit worse every season.
This is going to be his last year at USC.
Where's he going to go next? He's not going to get fired. That's way too much money.
No, I think he's going to end up going to the NFL. I think he's going to be an OC, and he's going to stay there and not come back to the college ball.
I think OC is a good fit for him. He doesn't have it.
No.
To be a head coach.
Absolutely not.
You know what would actually be really cool? Again, I'm not trying to hate on Lincoln Riley here, even though he sucks. Could you imagine if he was the OC for the Rams?
I could see it. Why not? He likes LA, apparently. Why not go there? McVay and him. I mean, that would be great offensive minds together.
Two young coaches.
So, yeah, it's a good fit.
I think it'd be really, really cool. Again, this is assuming he's an OC, not a head coach, because he sucks as a head coach.
Yeah, I agree.
What could he do with Stetson Bennett? I think that'd be a very cool opportunity for both of those guys.
Yeah, and again, as long as Lincoln Riley is the OC, he can learn a lot from McVay. Their styles will work really well together, and they're going to put Stetson in the best position possible. And
when it's his turn.
Yeah, which I think is going to be very soon. Hear me out.
Hey, man, as long as it's not because Stafford gets hurt.
I think it'll be because Stafford retires, in my opinion. So what do you got USC going?
They're going to go 8-4, just like Texas, 8-4, Texas A&M. 8-4. They're going to go 7-2 in the conference, though. They're going to start it off with a big L to LSU. Lincoln tried to get out of this game. He successfully got out of the Ole Miss game. He's not getting out of this one. It's too late. The Tigers are going to curb stomp USC. I think it's going to be ugly. And then they're going to beat Utah State. Go Aggies. Then they have to play on the road at Michigan.
Yeah.
I don't think Michigan's going to be great. I already said that. I think Michigan is going to be good enough to beat USC, though. And then just to kind of like highlight some of the other key things, they're going to lose at Washington. They're going to lose to Notre Dame.
I agree. You're actually being generous. I've got USC going 5-7, 4-5 in the conference.
Do you have them losing to Penn State?
Unfortunately, I do. I think they're going to lose LSU at Michigan. They're going to lose at home to Wisconsin, at home to Penn State, at home to Nebraska, and at home to Notre Dame. They are not going to play well this season. I am serious. Lincoln is gone.
That is a take. I love it. Dude, I love that. That's sick. The Huskies, Washington. Washington kind of has a soft spot for me. I lived there for a little bit. One of my best friends there is a diehard Husky fan. Larry, you're awesome, man. If you ever see this, I hope you're doing well. The Huskies are going to go 10-2. They're going to go 7-2 in the conference. I think they're going to lose at home to Michigan. I don't think Michigan's going to be great. I just think that as a newcomer into the Big Ten, I just feel like Michigan kind of has a little bit of edge here. Outside of that, they're losing on the road at Oregon.
Yeah, I've got the same thing, exact same thing. 10-2, 7-2 in the conference, losing the same 2 games.
Badgers. It appears that we have been very high on Wisconsin so far. So it's going to be really funny to see how this breaks down. I got them going 9-3, 7-2 in the conference. They're going to lose to Bama at home. I think Bama's going to be pretty good. They're going to lose at USC. It's a long way to travel. I don't know, man. I just don't know. They're going to lose to Oregon. That caps it off.
I've got them going 7-5, 5-4 in the conference. Van Dyke is their quarterback, transfer from Miami. I think he's got a good arm on him, but he kind of is missing on the athletic side. So if you got him on the run, you got him where you want him.
I think that they got another quarterback. I don't know who, but I was pretty excited for them because Luke Fickell's a great coach. It's going to be really fun to just watch Wisconsin play this season.
Yeah, and I think Fickell still needs a couple more years to get that team the way he wants it. That's why I got them 7-5, 5-4. They've got a soft part of the schedule, and then they got a really tough part of the schedule. But again, I'm also a little bit high on Nebraska. I know that's crazy. I got them losing that one, and that one's on the road. Their biggest win for me, though, is going to be at USC.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the whole travel plays out because as far as I know, this is the farthest travel that any team has had to do yet. Assuming that someone has to go from Southern California to like Penn State, but I don't even know if that's one of the games. I'm not going to look into it. My Big Ten championship.
October 12th, Penn State at USC.
That sucks.
That's a big travel.
That is massive travel.
But Big Ten got the headache.
Yeah.
So that's what they wanted.
Yeah, they did it to themselves.
Yeah, and it's all about money. I don't think they really thought about the kids, honestly. I know that sounds terrible. That's just an opinion. That travel is going to suck. Absolutely going to suck.
I don't know how they're supposed to school with such a long trip and everything else involved. And I get it. They should be student athletes first. It doesn't appear that they're really students anymore. They're getting paid by the schools. They're getting NIL.
The NIL money is to pay their tutors and the people who do their homework.
It's sad to see how college football is moving, but I think they're going to get it reeled in. Yep. I think someone, maybe Nick Saban, maybe Bob Stoops, maybe both of them, maybe some other guys. As long as it's not Urban Meyer, I don't really care. Big Ten championship, Oregon, Ohio State.
I also have Oregon, Ohio State. I have Oregon winning the conference.
Yep, so do I. Newcomer, go Ducks. You're going to beat down on the Buckeyes.
So do you think we get 2-3 teams for the playoff out of here? Or what's your opinion?
Yeah, we're definitely getting at least 2. Both Oregon and Ohio State are getting in. Both of those teams are outstanding. God, I hate Ohio State. That's going to be it. I don't think any other team is going to get in my opinion. I think it's just Oregon and Ohio State.
So I've got Oregon, Ohio State. The team that I think could be a bubble team is going to be Washington.
Yeah, that's a good point. I got them going 10-2.
Yeah.
They have a chance because there was a whole lot of people saying if OU, if Texas, if they can go 9-3, they're getting in.
Yeah.
Personally, to me, I don't think 9-3 gets you in, even with the 12 team.
Right.
I feel like you should be shooting for 2 at the most.
Yep.
So Washington might have a chance. I mean, they might even beat out a 3-loss SEC team to get in.
I could see it. I think people are going to look at the Big Ten a little bit. There is a strong schedule. Washington's schedule, it's not the hardest schedule, not the easiest either, especially with Michigan at home, but at Oregon. I mean, that's a close game. They don't have to go to California, though, this year. So I know that's a close one, too. But now I'm just kind of rambling. I just think Washington, they're going to be on the bubble. It's just going to depend on how they view the Big Ten as a whole and then whoever they're going to be on the bubble with.
We do not have a 12-team bracket laid out in front of us to move all the pieces around. It's all hypothetical. I think Washington does have a chance to get in. After you brought it up and I went back and looked, Oregon, Ohio State, maybe the Huskies. It's going to be really fun.
Good luck, Dylan Gabriel.